Hey, it's your girl Shamay Speaks. Happy Saturday. And today, as you may know, it is Speak on a Saturday. And usually when I do Speak on a Saturdays, I am doing a topic that will evoke a little emotion. You may agree, you may not agree, but I love to hear feedback, so let me know. But the topic tonight is single parents. And how do you deal with an absentee parent? Some are called sperm donors. Just keep it real. Some deserve that title. Sperm donors, deadbeat parents. That could be man, women, mother, father, whatever the case may be. So how do you deal with that? Because I'm a single mother. I didn't sign up for it, but it is what it is. Got to have no choice but to deal with it, right? But it is frustrating. So how do you guys deal with that? What do you think the most effective way to deal with a parent who is not involved and a parent who is not doing their part? How do you feel? Especially let's say the parent lives, now if it's a long distance parent, it's hard to work that out probably, but let's say a parent who lives in close proximity. How do you deal with that? Now we all know that dealing with the other parent is can be frustrating, irritating, and sometimes there's no getting through to someone, and sometimes you get a situation where you just don't see the bright side of it. Maybe you will years later when that person comes around, or you guys can make something a little more amicable. But for right now, how do you deal with it? Like, what is the best thing to do? I think from what I have been through, I would say, and it's hard because I'm not saying that there's not days you're not going to be like, ugh, frustrated because you're like, it just doesn't make sense, and you can't believe how someone would not want to do their part for something so precious, right? But I think for me and what I've observed in situations is the best thing to do, as hard as it is, because it is hard to create boundaries and don't care what that person does. If they want to be a father and if they want to be a mother, they will take actions. Actions always speak louder than words. Ask our elders, how far back in time does that quote exist? That means everything to me. That's one of the mottos I live by. Your actions mean everything. Your words mean nothing, especially when it comes to taking care of your children and all these promises. So how do you deal with that? Do you create boundaries? Because sometimes you get a person who's always going to try to get an argument, and you feel like you've exhausted every option to make things work, even with this person's flaws. So how do you deal with that? Do you just ignore them? Do you create boundaries where you have no contact? Do you go to court? And if so, why? Some people are in abusive situations. Now that's a whole nother story. But how do you deal with that? How do you save yourself the frustration? Because you better believe being frustrated and irritated is messing up your happy space. And if your happy space is messed up because of somebody's stupidity or lack of parenting skills or just being able to be adults, if they're lacking that, you're gonna get frustrated. You're going to interrupt your happy space. And if that person is not adding to your life, more than likely they're taken away. So you have to get those healthy boundaries, because some people, the second that you let ease up on them boundaries is when you're mad again and you're frustrated again. And it's like a roller coaster. Like I was saying on my I think it was my Thankful Thursday, right? You just get frustrated. You know what I mean? Like I think it was on a Wednesday, but hey, I'm just saying, you just get frustrated, you feel like you're on a roller coaster. Like, you're cool with this person, they do some stupid stuff, you're cool with them, and you get to the point where you have to put those boundaries, because if you don't, you're always going to be irritated, frustrated, and it's going to affect your child and your parenting, because your kids know when you're not happy. So that person who's absentee needs to step up with their actions and show their child first and foremost. And if you can't show financially, you definitely should be showing quality time, consistency. Show them that they matter to you. It's not about liking a parent, but try your best to get along. But if some people, you felt like you've done everything, and I felt certain situations, everything has been done, there's nothing that can be done but healthy boundaries. So I do want to make a side note, because I was talking to a friend earlier, and I'm just being, it's going to be sarcastic, but not really. But this is something for women to think about, okay? If you're dating a man who doesn't take care of his kids, that should be a glaring red flag for you. And if he says that his baby mother has issues or whatever the case may be, step back and observe that situation. But believe this, if he doesn't take care of the kids he got, he's probably not going to take care of yours. I've been guilty of not analyzing situations. So, women, please make sure if you see someone or you're with someone that you think that you might want to have a future with and they have children, observe, take a step back, because if they don't love what they created, why would they love anyone else? That's all within you, though. But like I said, I would love your feedback. Mothers, fathers, how do you deal with an absent parent? How do you deal with a frustrating parent? What kind of boundaries do you put in place? When would you go to court? What would be that deciding factor for you? It's your girl Shamay Speaks. Speak on it. Tell me all about it, because I definitely want to hear it. And I would love to have you share the video and give your opinion. I will see you tomorrow for Soul Searching Sundays. You guys have a great Saturday, and I hope you had an amazing Halloween and got dressed up and had fun with your children.